Journal editorial page, Robert speaks up for justice. Willie, this is the second day in a row that the Supreme Court, or the second day in a row that the Wall Street Journal editorial page is telling the President of the United States. Again, this is for the uninitiated. This is Rupert Murdoch's newspaper. They say Mr. Trump will win some cases and lose others on the legal merits in the next 4 years, as he did in his first term. The best defense against losing is to act within the law. So the Roberts Court is saying, the Supreme Court is saying, and the Wall Street Journal is saying, all right, well, if you don't like losing, then start acting within the law.
Right.
Yeah, and Chief Justice Roberts' statement was very brief, by the way. It wasn't like a long rant about President Trump. He said there's an appellate process for this. If you don't like the decision that you've seen, you appeal. You don't impeach the judges. That's just not how our process works. Chris, I'm curious what you make of all this. Donald Trump saying, the president saying, these are bad judges, which means a judge who disagrees with him, obviously, and effectively suggesting that they need to be thrown out. He's got the support of members of his MAGA base, of the media, saying, yes, he's right. You got to get rid of judges who dare cross President Trump. But you have the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court stepping in, saying that's not how this works. What do you make about where this might end up?
Well, he's questioning the separation of powers.
Yeah.
And he's questioning whether a judge has a right to be a judge. Clearly, he's teaching again, as I said the other day. He's always teaching. He's always got a Sesame Street thing going, teaching the MAGA people what to think. They all hate this judge now. That's what he wants them to do, the MAGA people. And they're the ones that the senators are afraid of and the Congress people are afraid of, are the MAGA people. Because they go to meetings, they cause hell, and they sometimes agree with Trump, but mostly they do what he wants. And they do what they see him doing. He trashes a judge like he trashes Zelensky. And what do we think of Zelensky on the right in America? They don't like Zelensky. He's the bad guy. The good guy is Putin. The guy he cuddles up to every night in his sleep. He just loves this guy. No matter what he says no, as Joe says. He said no. And they said, fine, I love it.
So we should note a few things that Justice Roberts didn't say. He didn't say Donald Trump's name, which Trump himself made point of last night in that interview on Fox, and it sort of deflected it because of that. He also didn't talk about sort of the systemic attacks on the judiciary we are getting from the White House and from the chief executive. But, you know, certainly it is very noteworthy that he said this at all, that he did stop up against this call for impeachment, because that is the underlying theme here, is that we have seen, that's the undergoing foundation of this presidency is to expand executive power. They've already pushed into Congress, and the Republican Congress has happily ceded a lot of their power already to the White House, and now they're trying to move, Joe, into the judiciary. They're trying to push here. We're seeing the attacks on these individual judges. We're seeing these calls for impeachment that requires the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court to step in.
You know, it's interesting. They're going up to the line. It's interesting that the president last night in the interview, from the clip that we showed, and also you hear other people in the administration, and you hear the judges in the courtroom, the president's judges in the courtroom, saying, we're not going to defy an order. We're not going to defy an order. But Mika, they're obviously dancing all around it with facts, changing the facts, arguing everything but what actually happened on those flights or on some of these other issues. But are still saying, oh, of course, we're not going to defy a court's order. But right now, you have some judges who are trying to figure out whether they actually have or not.
Coming up.